out there? I'm the power forward, DJ Flo. This is my brother over here, Larry Russell. Hey, and put your hands together for the GOAT. Hey, Gooses! Today is the first version and the first episode of Goose Talk. So Goose Talk's a little bit different, man. We're all undefeated ghosts, but we just light a cigar, and Goose is going to just start talking. We're going to have some different topics today. We're going to talk a little bit about cigars. We're going to talk a little bit about sports and maybe just a little bit about Black History Month. Goose, how long you been doing this, brother?
142 years.
Damn, I knew it was a long time. That was that long. 142 years, huh?
That's the Stone Age, baby. That's when they played basketball in cages.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
This is Cigars Talk with a Sizzle because of this guy, Kevin Towns, Flo. Doing business is Flo. Flo, I like to start off, though, by plugging Larry here.
All right.
His store and what he does down there. And,
okay.
And Larry, tell everybody about your store, where it is.
Well, Lighted Up Cigars, 230 West Baltimore Avenue in Clifton Heights, PA. We opened up in 2018, November 2018 to be exact. This year we'll be going on 4 years.
Congratulations.
Started out 1,500 square foot location. Now we're up to 3,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Last year, 3,000 square foot.
Congratulations,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I really enjoy your place, man. I'm down there. I get a chance and opportunity to DJ down there. So I'm down there 3 or 4 times a month, just about every week. It is an awesome atmosphere, man. They have some great members down there. They have great support, man. Big shout out to Clifton Heights and Yaden and the whole Springfield area. You know what I mean? You're doing a great job down there.
County.
Delaware County's in the house. Delaware County, that's where I was born and raised, Delaware County. South Media to be exact. So it's kind of like my neighborhood.
It's home.
Yeah.
It's home.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So let's talk about Montecristo. Let's talk about Goose. Let's take them back a little bit since this is your show. It's called Goose Talk. Let's talk about how you started. So number one, all right off the bat, give a shout out to wifey. Hey, how you doing, Joanne? How's everything? I hope all is well. Thank you so much for treating Goosey with so much love and respect. And your lounge here is phenomenal. How long you guys been here, and how long have you been doing this? Let's start with. You want to start with Black and Mild? What do you want to start? How far you want to go back?
I've been in the industry for 44 years. I started out with General Cigar as a street rep in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
As a street rep in Pittsburgh, I sold Macanudos, Partagas, all those good brands that General Cigar sold at the time. I called on restaurants and back in the day, back in the late 70s, they had humidors in all the thrift drugs and all the independent drugstores, like standalone humidors. And that was big business back then. If you remember the show Archie Bunker always sent Meathead out to get his cigars, and he got them at a drugstore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that quickly changed. That quickly changed down through the years to cigarette tobacco stores and tobacconists that like Larry and I own.
Right.
Where they became a lifestyle, and we'll see that soon. But I like Larry. What's your selection in your humidor? Who's the biggest hitter? Who is there any one company that dominates your humidor?
Right now, there are several. Placencia is one. Definition Cigars is another one. What other ones that we get rid of a lot? Those are the main two.
Larry, what are the ones with the little colored bands around the end that you and I
Definition Cigar.
Definition Cigar. So I know this is a Montecristo show, but I definitely want to give a shout out to them because Larry, when I walked into your place and you showed me your humidor and you said, "Hey, Flo, your family, try this," and I tried I think it was the Blue Series.
Yes, Equalizer.
Unbelievable. Equalizers are unbelievable. Goose, next time I go, I'm gonna bring you back a couple Equalizers. They are unbelievable.
Yeah,
really great smoking cigars.
I like to smoke them. One great thing about Montecristo and Out to the USA is that they embrace the boutique cigar companies. They've had AJ make a couple of Montecristos and blended with Rafael Nodal
right.
of Aging Room fame. and they've embraced them. They brought them into the fold and say, hey, listen, you guys are great blenders, and we should do a cooperative effort. And that's what they've done. A lot of cooperative effort going on with boutique blenders.
And speaking of AJ, we did just put in the Montecristo by AJ Fernandez.
Oh, great!
Just put that into the lounge.
Great, that's a great smoke.
And it's selling already. As soon as we put it in there, it's selling.
Did you buy that through Santa Clara or?
No, from SC Wholesale.
SC Wholesale.
Yes.
Shout out to Shahil.
Yep.
Shahil's a great guy. But this is a Montecristo show, but it's a cigar show. We want to talk about all cigars. What is that?
I'm showing Larry the text message. the pizza spot that we went right down the street. They're very nice people. They found my card. So I was kind of discombobulated for the first 45 minutes because I was going around looking for my card, but they exactly found my card. I did take the 29 cents that I had in my account and I transferred it over. So I was able to go get gas. But at this point in time, fellas, if you guys are out in the studio audience, please come up to the tables and sit next to the tables. Let's pull one of those big seats for those who do want to go and sit. Larry, you scoot over next to me. Guys, come on up and smoke with us and let's do some cigar talk. I greatly appreciate it. Come on up.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come up. We only pay $1 an hour.
That's it.
That's okay.
You'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, make a ton of money.
So Goose, let's go back to Middleton.
Right.
And just talk about when you first started.
Well, from General Cigar, I went to John Middleton. John Middleton, and I always thought in my career that I would only last 5 years with a company.
Why is that?
And because I just wanted to progress. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder with companies. So I found a nice home in John Middleton. I stayed there for 21 years.
Wow, that was a long stay.
21 years. I was far beyond the 5 years that as a young, guy that was full of piss and vinegar that I would stay there only for 5, but I ended up 21 because John Middleton, Herb Middleton, the Middleton family was one great family. Still is one great family. John, who is the majority owner, not the majority owner, but he's the managing partner of the Phillies. And John's a great guy. He provided a great environment for workers. At one time, we had over 600 workers flow in the factory making Black and Mild. Now, of course, Black and Mild is a mass market cigar. You determine cigars by mass market versus premium cigars. And mass market is about 12 billion with a B, 12 billion sticks a year versus premium cigars, which is about 380 million a year exported into the United States. Right. From the leading one is Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua is not too far behind. And then you got Honduras and Mexico. But the two big hitters are the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. So ironically, Black and Mild now is made, I think 70% of Black and Milds are made down in Dominican.
Okay.
They closed the factory here, and when Altria, the makers of Marlboro, bought Black and Mild, they shut the factory down, and I think 3 or 4 years after they bought it here in Limerick. They still have a plant in King of Prussia where they bring in all the leaf from Lancaster leaf and from around the world. But it was a great career. Black and Mild was a great brand. Of that 12 billion sticks a year, we commanded a pretty nice market share with about 1.8 billion sticks. 1.8 billion sticks made a year of Black and Mild.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a big brand. It still is a big brand. They've done a nice job with extending the line extensions with, I think they have one called Black and Mild Casino now, which is it's a decent smoke. But I follow my baby flow.
Right.
That was my baby for 21 years. Anybody that works with a brand for that long, you watch how they treat your baby.
Absolutely.
And they've done well. When I left John Middleton, I had several consulting gigs. I worked for a great cigar maker called Fadi Zaran with Show Cigarillos. Fadi is a great cigar, mass market cigar marketer. Show Cigarillos commands about 800 million sticks in the marketplace.
Right.
So, and now we don't have them out on the desk here, but Frontier Cigars, which competes in the world of backwoods.
Okay.
Which is a cheroot style natural leaf wrapper and a great smoke with great people behind it, and Ryan and Rick.
Just can you go get a package of Frontier as Gooses continue to go and talk about the Frontier movement also?
I have some in my back office, Justin. All right. Thank you. But the cigar industry has been good to me. 44 years. I love cigars. I love the story behind Black and Mild. Black and Mild was created in 1983, but Cherry Blend cigars, which was the precursor to Black and Mild, the thing that differentiates it from all other mass market cigars is that the filler is pipe tobacco. So when you light up Cherry Blend or you light up Black and Mild, it smells like a pipe,
Okay.
which most people don't mind the aroma of a pipe.
Right.
Pipe tobacco it has a great smell to it. As a premium cigar has a great smell to it. Not like a pipe.
And it doesn't smell like a cigarette.
It doesn't smell like a cigarette.
It smells like it has a different aroma to it.
That's the big
that's
difference.
so important when it comes to the blend and the mix and how they go and they prepare and make these cigars. And that's the reason why Montecristo is one of the creme of the creme, one of the best cigars that anyone could ever smoke, along with Romeo and Juliet, right? Romeo and Juliet had the #1 cigar for 2021. Am I correct?
No, it was Montecristo 1935.
1935. Okay.
Montecristo right
okay.
here. If I click on here, you'll see the 1935 anniversary series, a Nicaraguan Puro. It's a beautiful cigar. #2 was Cigar Aficionado. #1, I believe, was a Padron.
Okay.
So Frontier, let's put Frontier right here. We don't want to forget our good friends at Frontier.
My wife
Big shout out to Frontier.
Hey,
big shout out to Rick, Ryan. Hey, Matt! What's going on, buddy? And his wife, Carly. Carly, how's everybody doing, man? Big shout out to Frontier. Frontier Cigars is absolutely phenomenal, man. They have new products coming out in 2022. You guys better watch out because they are a great cigar company, man, with great leaders, great guys running that whole situation, man. I'm so excited about that. So excited about Frontier Cigars, man. Congrats, guys.
But one of the fun stories of Black and Mild is that the Middletons moved from Philadelphia. They had a store in Philadelphia, a smoke shop like ours, and they sold a lot of pipe tobacco. So in I think it was 62, when the Surgeon General came out with the report that cigarettes were bad for you, a lot of men took up smoking pipes, but it was short-lived because smoking a pipe is a pain in the patoot. You got to light it, you got to keep it lit, you got to stir it up. But it lasted for about a year and a half. And they had built a big, new, beautiful factory in King of Prussia. And produced enough Cherry Blend pipe tobacco and the other pipe tobaccos that they had. Since it only lasted about 2 years, all of a sudden they were sitting there in 1964 with this big, beautiful factory in King of Prussia, knowing not what to do. So Herb and John developed a blend in a pipe tobacco with HTL wrapper, homogenized tobacco leaf, not real leaf, but HTL leaf, homogenized tobacco leaf. And they put the pipe tobacco up the tube. But they couldn't get the pipe tobacco to stay in the tube. It's much easier with cigarette tobacco because cigarette tobacco is cube cut and drier.
Right.
Pipe tobacco is long cut and more moist. So it took 4 years to develop the machinery to take that pipe tobacco and put it up into a tube and mass produce it. 4 years. Cherry Blend cigar was released in 1968 to a distributor in Northwest Pittsburgh called Spalding's. Spalding's was the first one to release Cherry Blend cigars. So it was a great hit from day one. Around 1980, Herb said he wanted to compete with a great pipe tobacco called, you ever hear of Captain Black, Larry? Captain Black pipe tobacco?
Yes.
He wanted to compete with Captain Black pipe tobacco. So they created a brand called Black and Mild. And it was released in 1983. And it was it took about 9 years for it to be a tremendous success, but it surpassed the sales of Cherry Blend, I think, in 1993. And Herb, I heard, was brokenhearted. Herb Middleton, because his favorite smoke was Cherry Blend, and here Black and Mild had surpassed Cherry Blend in sales that were coming out of the factory. It was, and then the rest is history. John Middleton sold the company to Altria for, it's no secret, $2.9 billion. $2.9 billion. I think we should have a round of applause for that.
Man, I think so too. Shoot. $2.9 billion. I can keep the lights on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's and consequently, well, John bought into the Phillies with his dad in, I think, 1992, the strike year. So they had already owned the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
But John has been able to accumulate more of a percentage of the Phillies as the years have gone down the lane here. But after I left Middleton, I became a consultant for Gurkha Cigar Company, Fadi Zaran with Show Cigarillos. I had a 4-year stint with Scandinavian Tobacco Company, who I reported to our friends over in Denmark, and they have many great General Cigars, a great company.
Mm-hmm.
But
how do you wait a second, Larry? How do you spend 21 years with a company and then after 21 years continue to go in this industry? So for those who, open up cigar lounges, for those who are first time or 10 years in smoking, you understand where I'm going with this?
Right.
Goose has been at this. That's why this whole podcast is so important, because you have so many great relationships. You know so many people. You've been doing this tobacco thing for how many years? Since
44,
day one. 44 years. So 44 years of knowledge of this leaf, right?
Yep.
This whole leaf.
I love the leaf.
That's crazy. All right, continue on. I apologize for
no. It's
I just want people out there to know that, you know what I mean? That
thank you, Flo.
And to be able to have a hit so early in your career with Montecristo, I mean, with Black and Mild is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Black and Mild, were they your first, second, or third job that you ever had?
The first job I had with General Cigars, Macanudo, Partagas.
And you were with them for 4 years?
I was with them for 4 years. Then I was with John Middleton for 21.
So your second job to be able to hit a home run, it took some time, right?
Oh yeah.
It took.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got you got your ass kicked a couple.
It doesn't
years,
happen.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't happen overnight.
You want to tell some of those stories of how it might have got rocky, or how you started, with the company or anything like that, or
Well, the thing that really turned it around is we started buying AC Nielsen numbers.
Okay.
And
now explain that because people like Larry and I don't really understand that.
Well, it moved from the drugstores. People were not buying as many cigars in drugstores. They were buying in convenience stores, like Wawa, Turkey Hills,
So
Circle K's.
So Black and Mild was in drugstores.
No, the premium cigars were in drugstores.
Okay. Where was Black and Mild being sold at?
Black and Mild was being sold in convenience stores back then, but as time went on in the 90s, more and more of the mass market cigar business, like Black and Mild and Dutch Masters and White Owls, transformed into the convenience store business, convenience stores.
Okay.
So as the Wawas, the Circle K's, the Turkey Hills, which you're familiar with around here,
right.
Royal Farms, which is starting to penetrate this market, they started taking over that business because people were walking in, getting gas, buying a sandwich, and they go to the checkout and they see behind the counter mass market cigars, Black and Mild, Dutch Masters. So we bought AC Nielsen numbers around 1996. And when we bought AC Nielsen numbers, wow, Black and Mild, it was exposed. They were the number one selling 5-pack in the convenience store industry.
And you never knew it.
I never knew it until we bought AC Nielsen. Now, to buy AC Nielsen numbers, you think of AC Nielsen numbers in the television industry. Nielsen numbers, how popular your show is, what percentage of the market you get. But AC Nielsen does a lot of scanning of products that go through the consumer goods business. So When we discovered that we were number one, everybody in the industry started recognizing that. Distributors, convenience stores themselves, and we got more and more distribution to the point where they told us the level of distribution for Black and Mild and convenience stores was 89%. 89%. So, and you might as well say it was 100. Because we were in every C store. We were practically every C store. And we didn't have any feet on the street. We just depended upon the distributors to get the product out into the convenience store universe. I love the cigar industry. But it's segmented premium cigars and mass market cigars.
Right.
The mass market cigar business is 30 times bigger than the premium cigar business.
Correct.
So
they're all over the place.
They're all over the place. Now this package here, this freshness pack, doesn't demand a humidor. So you can sell this in a Wawa. You can sell this in a Turkey Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The cigars in this freshness pack will stay fresh if you keep it sealed for 2 years. For 2 years.
2.
So this is a mass market. Now, you walk into Wawa, you walk into Turkey Hill, you won't see these, but you'll see little 1-packs. We don't have little 1-packs, but the single packs.
I got a little segue. Ike, can you come over here and sit next to Goose? You okay, man? Well, see, Ike.
All right.
Ike's family. Listen, Ike. Come on, Ike. Guys, here in the studio audience, you'll never know who'll walk through. We're gonna have all types of celebrities. Goose, just to remind you, Ike is he's part of the Goose
Just
family.
don't trip over that.
Ike is. Now this is a great segue. Now listen, Ike has been smoking tree rolls all day,
Okay.
and he is the key to the streets when it comes to Pottstown, Montgomery County area. He's great company friends with Howard Brown and the rest of the basketball community. And he does major stuff. I told him that we wouldn't beat him up too much, but he had to at least sit on the panel with us. Is that cool with you? Is that cool? All right, thank you so much for joining Goose Talk Show, man. We're gonna get you some tree rolls, and if you can, also light up some Frontier for us too. Is it you cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, Goose. How did Black and Mild get to the streets so effectively? And when it did get to the streets in different neighborhoods around globally, how did those numbers go up even more? And it just took you because you didn't have social media, you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have Instagram, you didn't have Twitter, you wasn't running radio. Like, how did that happen?
Well, just by word of mouth. By word of mouth. It was just a great smelling cigar that people embraced. They loved the name. They love Black and Mild. Mild is a thing in the cigar industry that when you smoke a cigar, if it's mild, the majority of the people love a mild cigar. But a lot of people a lot of our customers that walk into our humidor, Larry, I'm sure you experience like strong cigars.
Yes.
I'm an old guy. If I smoke a strong cigar, I'm going to get a little sick. I'm going to get a little nauseous. And it's not good for the owner of a cigar company to be sitting in a lounge chair in here and all of a sudden, feel nauseous and have to leave. I don't want to do that. So mild cigars like Romeo and Montecristo, Macanudo, when you smoke them, they have great tobacco flavor and a great aroma themselves.
Yes.
That's what attracts me to them, other than the fact that they are mild.
So in layman's terms, Larry, you probably know a little bit. I don't know that much. I don't know if Ike knows, but what Goose is saying is when you take a great concept, when you take a great name, and it has great packaging, that's why he said 2 years, and it has great logos,
Yes.
right? He's saying that along with the product, it all blends together for it to sell. That's what he's trying to say. If that makes any sense to you. So it just takes preparation to get to that. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it takes years and years. But when your common sense says, when you walk into a store and you look on the shelves and it's great packaging and it's bright and it you know what I mean, stuff like that. Goose is a professional when it comes to situations like that because every single product, you can see it's either yellow or red or bright or smells good or looks good or whatever case may be. He's really big on that. If you ever show Goose something that has a long name, it's like, I don't like that. The name's too long. If he has a packaging and you know, we've been out before and it's dark, you know, it's like a real dark package, you can't really see it. No. He's also real big where the packaging has to say the name of it on both sides, because sometimes when you walk into the C stores or the Wawas or the 7-Elevens, the way that they put it on there, not necessarily how they package it, but when people pick it up and they put it back down, they might put it backwards or sideways. You can't see it. He's really big on it having the name or the concept on both sides. Black and Mild has Black and Mild on the front, and it has Black and Mild on the back. On the back. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. So that, along with great packaging, in your mind somehow, he's generated this whole metaphor, whatever, that all of that comes to light, and people automatically think that's the product that I need. That's the product that I'm going to buy. And he's 100% sure that that's the reason why Black and Mild has been successful up until this date. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are right.
Okay.
And you talk about a brand like Montecristo, which it's a great name. And Romeo and Julieta is a great name. But one thing that's very, very important is product, the quality of the product that you're smoking. Do all of us here remember the cigar boom in the late 90s? In the late 90s, premium cigars went through the roof because everybody thought in the year 2000 the world was going to end. So they were partying like it was 1999.
Yep.
So there was everybody and anybody was getting into the cigar business with terrible, terrible product. And that was not good because we're discriminating smokers. We want a product that's good. Excuse me. Can I have one of those? Go ahead, I talk.
You all right, Goose?
Yeah.
It went down the wrong hole or something? You okay?
It did.
Well, let me tell you something. After you taste that 28 Black, brother, you're going to be up for a long time. Hey,
best energy drink.
Hey, it's the 28 Black. You can get it right here at Goose's Lounge. 28 Black has over 28 hours of energy. That extra 4 hours, and she'll love it too. 28 Black is an energy drink for champions. So if you're a champion, if you're a GOAT, you drink 28 Black. Hey, brothers. Hey, guys. Hey, fellas. It'll keep you up all night long, if you understand what I'm saying to you. And it has no liquor in it. Has no liquor, has no alcohol. It's just the best energy drink for champions. 28 Black, man. Big shout out to Anthony, Mo, I see you. Kay, I see you. 28 Black. Make sure you go to a store near you and get the best new energy drink. It's the #1 energy drink overseas. So as soon as it hits here in the United States, whether you're from the East Coast, West Coast, North, South, Midwest, wherever you're from, hey, come into a city near you, 28 Black. So if you're in college, if you want to stay up all night and study for that final or that test, hey, if you play for the basketball team or you're just an overall player like Ike, hey, you can stay up all night, drink 28 Black all night long. It'll keep you going all night long, all right? So it's the best energy drink, and it tastes delicious. Hey, Justin, you don't need to drink no 28 Black, brother. All right, just keep on drinking water right here at Goose's Lounge. So, Goose, now that you took a sip of 28 Black, and I know that you're feeling a lot better.
I feel better.
We were talking about how, with Black and Mild, how it hit the streets. So after it did hit the streets and it went global, and you seen the numbers go, whew, what happened then?
It exploded. It literally exploded, and we thought the company, you know, John Middleton, he couldn't resist. Who would resist $2.9 billion? I mean, he sold the company at the right time and treated us all good. But the thing about Middleton, the thing about Montecristo is that their factories produce a quality, consistent product. What's the most important thing in anything that you smoke is the draw.
Correct.
You don't want to be drawing. You don't want to be have a bad draw or a bad burn. And both factories, I remember, and the Middletons, when we had breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and first thing we came on the job, we ordered that. He bought us breakfast, lunch, or dinner whenever we came in. I remember sitting with factory workers, and Herb insisted that we, as executives with the company, we didn't sit in an executive area. We sat with the factory workers and talked with the factory workers. To this day, many of them are still my good friends. And I remember one guy being dejected, and I looked at him and I said, "Why are you so dejected?" He said, "Well, I just got my rear end chewed out because the packs that are coming out of the machines don't look good." And I said, "Well, you'll have a better afternoon. Just cheer up, lift your head up, and you'll have a better." But they took pride in the quality. Same thing. If you go down to Tabacalera de Garcia in the Dominican Republic, and I've got pictures of my tour with my beautiful wife Joanne in 2005. You can see the pictures that we took when we went to the factory in the Dominican Republic. It's one of the biggest factories in the world, if not the biggest factory in the world. It employs about 4,000 people. A very, very great environment to work with. And you can take a little mini factory right in our Montecristo lounge here, and you can see how they make hand-rolled cigars. It's and I'll give you a personal tour of that factory. So quality. You've got to produce a quality. I'm smoking a Romeo here, and it's about halfway down, a Romeo Reserva Real. And you can see it's got a beautiful ash to it, an even burn, and I don't have to suck on it to the day's end to get a draw out of it. Produces a nice smoke. And it's a nice aroma. I don't like V-cuts.
Hey, now V-cuts is my favorite. Now tell me the difference between a punch, a regular straight cut, and a V-cut. What's the difference? Larry, can you elaborate on that? Why do you do, because I see, what do you bite yours off? Pause. Do you bite yours off? Pause.
No, it depends on how I feel.
Okay.
I mean,
so different day, different thing.
I'll use a V-cut, which I have here.
Oh, shout out to your wife.
You know,
shout out to wifey.
Wife, Christina.
Christina, hey, how you doing? We wish you were
Hello,
here.
Christina.
Goose and I are going to send some cigars home with your husband because you're extension of the family too. I hope you had a great vacation. I hope you rested now. But next time we have a show, we'd like to see you back here. We miss you. Thank you so much, Christina.
So, like I said, V-cut. Sometimes I go with the V. Sometimes I go with the perfect cut.
Perfect.
The perfect cut.
Not straight. Perfect.
It's a straight cut, but it's the perfect cut.
It's a perfect cut.
It only cuts off just the right amount.
Okay.
Or I'll go with a punch, depending on what I'm smoking. I'm all three.
Okay. All three?
All three.
Now, do you do all three too, Goose? Or you always a straight cut?
I'm a guillotine guy.
What's the guillotine mean? What's that mean?
Guillotine, you go, just snap off that end and you get the biggest,
aggressive.
widest,
yeah, that's not bad. I see. I understand.
A V-cut, I've always looked upon a V-cut as you get less tobacco in your mouth. Is that true? Is that?
Well,
I mean, it depends on how you cut it.
I'm in real trouble because not only do I do a V-cut, I do a crown cut.
Right. Well, you did a crown cut. You cut it twice.
I'll get somebody to clean that up. Don't worry about that, Goose.
Yeah, you cut it twice.
Yeah, I do a crown cut.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ike.
Absolutely. Look at Ike, man. Listen, the neighborhood is never going to be the same. Hey, watch that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it looks like a snowstorm.
Yeah, man.
It's still warm.
Yeah, you had a long ash on that joint.
You can't teach them, Flo. You know.
You had a long ash on that.
I tell you.
So Montecristo has to be. It's my favorite. It's definitely one of my favorites. You know,
in your rotation.
It's definitely in my rotation.
Good. You know? It's a classic name. However, Romeo and Julieta, don't quote me on this, but if they take the numbers that are being imported and exported in the United States.
Don't tell me this.
Romeo and Juliet's number one. Romeo and Juliet is number one in the Altadas portfolio.
Okay.
It's a very, very tough industry to get numbers as to what's not. The only way they can get numbers is by the brands that are exported in the United States from the Dominican, from Nicaragua.
Right.
Because you have a POS system at your store?
Yes.
Okay. Very rarely does tobacco outlets have a POS system. There's no AC Nielsen isn't calling me up and asking me what my number one selling cigar is or number two, and asking me to prove it through a POS system. Nobody. It's very, very tough. I mean, Drew Estate with Acid Cuba Cuba is an immense brand.
Yes.
It's a huge brand.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it's about 80% of the Acid portfolio, but it's tough to get numbers in this industry. It's a lot easier in the convenience store industry because AC Nielsen asks convenience stores like Wawa, Circle K to ask for their numbers because they scan it. They scan the UPC codes.
Right.
It's very, very rare, Larry. Would you agree with that? The tobacco outlets have POS systems. They just have a cash register.
True. A lot of them starting to go with Clover.
Yeah.
Lightspeed is another one that does cigars. I use Square, so I scan everything, and even with Square, if it doesn't have a barcode, I make my own barcode so I can scan everything, and it keeps the numbers, tracks everything, the inventory, the whole nine.
Pause right there. Ike, are you understanding anything that we're talking about over here? Is it okay? All right. I just want to make sure because I don't know that much. You know, I'm
learning.
And that's what I'm trying to say. So if you're watching this podcast, if you're learning, if you are, been smoking cigars for years, you get a chance and opportunity to get our opinion on what's top of the line, what's great, where can you get it at, the type of cigar. I mean, there's no other podcast that's going on right now. If you get a chance and opportunity, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Frontier. You get a chance and opportunity to not only taste the product, but learn about the products that we talk about. With Montecristo, man, shout out to Bob, right?
Tom.
Shout out to Tom.
Tom Stroud.
Tom, and what's the other young lady's name that works with
Maria?
Tom? Maria. Shout out to Tom and
Maria.
Maria. Hey, Maria, thank you so much. We love your product. We're going to continue. Now, question: when it comes to Montecristos, do they have a great? Because my whole thing of it is he's interested in selling a lot of cigars, different cigars, coming in 2022 because he got a chance and opportunity to see your selection in your humidor.
Right.
Does Montecristo, are they really good on sending their stuff like immediately? Like, can you get it within the next day, the next 2 days? Have you ever dealt with, before I get to Larry, have you ever dealt with cigar companies that didn't fulfill what they were supposed to, in a timely fashion? Is it just a COVID thing, or are some of the companies just slow as far as delivery is concerned? Because when you have a smaller store, like a Light It Up, it's a little bit smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit smaller square footage. They just open up another side, so you're about 3,000 square feet,
right,
both sides included. But humidor-wise, cigar-wise, and this is great because not only you get a chance and opportunity to come here, taste, smoke different cigars, and then decide what you want to have in your place, and then we can order it. But Larry's whole thing of it was, Gooses, he wants to make sure that they can send it, you know what I mean, and not mess that up. Have you dealt with that in the past over 45 years of selling cigars here?
Absolutely. When you order from Altadis USA, any of their brands, it's on your doorstep within 2 days, which is nice. Right now, we are experiencing some shortages. Like right now, I can't get J.C. Newman's factory 49s, the factory throwouts, the 49, 59. I'm losing a lot of sales because I can't get that bundle of cigars. I got a great bundle business here, and a lot of the guys that are coming in buying bundles, they're smoking a cigar, a $2 cigar while they're cutting the grass, or they're going to a golf outing. They want to give cigars away. They don't want to spend $10 a cigar,
right?
Because a lot of guys on the golf outing or at a poker game won't even smoke the cigar. They'll take 2 puffs and put it out, and there goes $10 right down the drain.
Yep.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah, and right now I can't get bundles, and it's very frustrating because you're losing sales. You can't sell air. You got to have product. We're in the business of selling product. So COVID has hit the factories in Nicaragua, not so much out of Dominican, but out of Nicaragua, they're having some production issues. In fact, it's kind of wiped out a whole line in Java. I can't get Javas. I can't get Java. They say Java won't be on the boards till the middle of next year. And they might even do away because Java is made by Drew Estate for Rocky Patel.
Correct.
And when somebody else is making that brand for you, you're waiting in a queue for them to produce that cigar, and you're not gonna get it 9 times out of 10. So,
shout out to K Solo. Hey, he said hello, gentlemen. What's going on, Kev? We hope all is well, man. Make sure you feel better soon. So, take some Robitussin, man. Make sure you wash your face and get some rest, man. We'll see you next time. Shout out to the whole Goats family, man. We are here to love and support, man, and we can't wait for each and every podcast to sit here and do. We have another gentleman to the show. He is another goat too. He is one of the best barbers in the Pottstown, Reading area.
All right.
Please put your hands together for Sharp, man. That's Sharp.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Goose, if you guys look around, I know everyone thinks Flow's crazy, but if you guys haven't figured out yet what we're doing, Larry and Sharp and Ike and Goose, and what we're going to do, man, we're going to build a hell of a virtual store. If we can go connect to the hood and the cities and the stores and the people by a podcast, if we can have a podcast, Goose, where you can tell about all your stories, but I can bring people here from New York and Philly and Jersey that smoke cigars, that smoke cigarettes, that smoke hemp, that work in barbershops, that work in hair salons, to come just check us out and try the product. What's going to happen with the product?
Going to explode.
It can only explode. So it makes nothing but sense.
Exactly.
Larry, question for you before we go back to Goose. What is your favorite cigar, sir? When you walk in, maybe different from Light It Up, but when you walked into Goose's, humidor, what's your favorite cigar that if you had the chance and opportunity, you would want everyone to try?
Well, actually,
and why?
One of my favorites is Foundation Charter.
Okay, but why? Explain why.
I love the flavor.
Okay.
I love the flavor. I smoke it all the time. And my second is Blind Man's Bluff Habano. That's my second.
Have you ever tried any of those?
I have. I've tried the Blind Man.
So this is what I'm trying to do. And Goose, you guys can help me with this. Goose, when you mention a cigar like Montecristo or Black and Mild, and if you mention a cigar like Blondie or any of those, I want people to do what? Go out and try it.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason for Goose's Cigar Talk. If you mention something because you're a goat, and you're a goat, and you're a goat, and you're a goat, and I'm a Hall of Famer, no pun intended. But if we say something, if we say, hey, we got the new Frontier, Hold Up Frontier or Montecristo or Blondie, or we say, hey, check this out. You know what I mean? I want you to come here, or I want you to go to a cigar, I want you to go to Light It Up, and I want you to try blah, 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 blah. We want people around the world to go try it. Go try it. Take that $10 plunge if you're a cigar smoker. Trust what we're saying. Believe in what we're saying. Understand it's a great smoke. Understand that you're going to, enjoy the taste. If you like sweet stuff, like sweet cigars, man, Frontier has some great sweet products.
Yep.
If you like a mild cigar, Frontier has great mild cigars.
Yep.
If you like a short smoke, you don't have 3 hours. You don't have 4 hours. You know, and I know there's cigars that you can smoke that could take 4 hours. There's cigars you can smoke that take 1 hour. There's cigars that you can smoke that only take 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Well, shoot, with Frontier, man, you got like 5 minutes. If you do a tree roll, man, if you're puffing on it as hard as Ike is, you got about 3 minutes. So it's a shorter cigar and it's a shorter smoke, but you will get the satisfaction if you just try what the products that we're pushing, right?
We got a cigar talk show here that's got sizzle. It's not with Flo. There's always excitement around this guy.
You see, I try to tone it down a little bit. I'm not yelling and screaming like I usually. Like, what's wrong with him? Nah. Hey, I lost my credit card. I got it back. You know what I mean? I went to the damn store. Shout out to Luciano's. They're pretty good. You like the food down there, right? Well, Larry, you had a cheesesteak and had some onion rings. The onion rings were a little cold, but they were good, right? They were good cold onion rings. They were good, right? And you had a cheesesteak with mushrooms on it,
I
and
can only eat half.
only eat half. That means it was good portions.
Normally, I eat the whole thing.
Right.
Away, but only
So
half.
if you are watching and you are in the Limerick area or even Pottstown or Royersford area, I want everyone to call Luciano's right now and get yourself a mushroom cheesesteak. Same thing with cigars, right? If I'm saying to go out and try it, shoot, go out and try it. If you guys are cigar smokers and Goose Man or Ike or Larry or Sharp says, come get a hair. You got your clippers, man. I ain't see no clipper bag or nothing. Where's your clippers at?
Man, I caught a flat tire.
Oh, here we go.
I
Here we go. I ain't gonna start. Here
Caught
we
my
go.
flat. Don't
Here
get
we
me.
go.
Don't grind me up.
I ain't
man.
gonna grind you up. I got you. You family. You're brother to me. But if we say, try a cigar, that's all we want you to do, fans and supporters. We just want you to go and try it. So
why don't you make a space for them to try that? Cigar lounges are very popular and classy, like in Atlanta, Philly, California, different places like that. Dress up, people come out, and they come to cigar lounges. Why don't we have that?
We do. We have it right here at Goose's. It's a cigar culture. When you have a lounge, you're creating a culture. You're creating people that want to come and smoke cigars. We're a Montecristo Cigar Lounge from day one, since April of 2010. And the people that we really take a lot of pride in people coming in here. And I like to introduce people. When people are sitting here or sitting over there, I like to introduce people. And we're very proud here at Goose's of the friendships that have developed in this lounge. People that have lifelong friendships as a result of meeting in here and sharing a cigar and smoking a cigar, Ike.
Yes.
It's the culture. It's the culture of living the life of, with a cigar and smoking it. They say the only bad cigar is smoking it with somebody that you don't like.
that's
That's the only bad cigar in the history of the world is smoking it with somebody that, is not too favorable to you.
Okay, I never heard that
But,
one, I remember that.
Yeah, it's good. By the way, Ike, I got to tell you, Mr. Brown texted me. He said he's out of the country.
He's out of the country.
He's out of the country. He said out of the country, Goose, and but I'll be glad to do a show on Black History Month and before maybe he didn't say when he was coming back.
Yeah, I don't know when he's coming back, but he's a cigar lover, and he definitely, he said Goose is an old friend,
Yeah.
and definitely, I'm sure he'll bend over backwards for you. So
There's a
whenever.
complete difference between me and Howard, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
'Cause when I run down the court, I trip over the foul line.
that's what I'm saying.
He dunks from the foul line.
Yeah.
He dunks. He takes off from the foul line and dunks. I trip over the foul line.
At least you can make it to the foul line.
Yeah.
big shout out to HB, baby.
Yeah,
HB,
I can do it,
thank
yeah.
you so much, man. We can't wait to go and talk that Villanova talk and talk basketball
Yeah.
because there's been some unbelievable trades going down. Big shout out to the LA Rams. They won the Super Bowl. Shout out to them. So any LA Rams fans, Goose loves sports. Are you an LA Rams fan?
No.
You're a Giants fan,
New
right?
York Giants.
But you guys get a new coach yet?
New coach.
New coach,
New GM.
new GM. So you guys are moving in the right direction.
Defensive coordinator, all brand new.
Okay. Sharp, do you like any NFL teams?
Eagles.
Eagles, okay.
Eagles is it. Eagles.
All right.
Philly.
All right. Let's talk about something else. So, Goose, you are a big Goose. Let's talk about. I definitely want to throw him a nice plug. I don't know how to introduce him, man, but we have a brother that lives in Atlanta. He goes by the name of Deontay. Goose, can you take your time, please, and kind of explain to everybody Deontay, who he is, what he's doing? I don't know, the connection with Frontier, whatever the case may be, but we have some unbelievable brothers that you contact every single day, Zoom calls or whatever. And when I tell you that Frontier, along with Deontay, is bringing something to the streets and bringing something to the cigar world that's going to knock people's socks off, it is unbelievable. And Goose and I collectively, along with the rest of everyone who's watching this podcast, we want to give a big shout out to Deontay. We want to give a big shout out to Rick. We want to give a big shout out to Ryan. We want to give a big shout out to Matt. And what's Matt's dad's name?
Coach.
And Coach.
We lovingly call him Coach.
And Coach. Because what they're doing and how they're pairing together in order to go and come up to, it's called a Better Leaf, Ike. Ike, it's called a Better Leaf.
Nice.
And when I tell you, it has a gold packaging.
Better Leaf,
It's
baby.
just so
Better Leaf.
I'll let Goose. We're all going to put some smoke in the air. I continue to go and smoke your Frontiers and everything else you're smoking. Larry, do you? If you can please just kind of connect and tell the story, because a lot of times I think it's an honor, Goose, that you and I get a chance and opportunity first to put it out there to the world. But once you and I put it out there along with Larry, I want people to go search for it. I want people to go search for Frontier. I want people to go search for a Better Leaf. I want people to go and start DMing Deontay and say, hey, I heard about this new product. How can I get it? If you own a cigar store, you know what I mean? A lounge like you. And how dare I make a comment like that when you do events every single week, every single Friday and Saturday, when you got DJ Flow. Here we go. You got DJs there. When you walk in, he has over 100 different whiskey bottles. He just says, here, it's open to the public. Beautiful. Drink all you want. Larry asked for one thing only. Come to have a good time. And I ask that you just buy 2 cigars, whatever. And if you don't smoke cigars, just spend it on something else.
Yep.
It could be anything else. It could be on drinks. It could be a donation. It could be whatever you want. It could be cutters. It could be lighters.
Yep.
He doesn't care. Other than that, you can sit in there, drink all the whiskey you want. And you don't have to sit at the bar no more and spend all this money. You can go right to Light It Up and drink all you want. He has over 100 different bottles of all the whiskey that you can drink. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, we don't sell.
We don't sell.
We don't sell.
That's the disclaimer. Let's put out there. We don't sell it. It's for free. Right?
Both
Basically,
BYOB.
everybody contributes.
Okay.
So everybody comes in with a bottle. We sit them on the table, and whatever bottles are there, you can drink. You don't have to drink your bottle. You can drink everybody else's bottle.
Do people dress up?
Some do, some don't.
Do you have different themes of your Fridays and Saturday nights?
Ladies' night, whiskey Saturdays, smoked out Saturdays. We just did the Super Bowl.
Okay, who was there at the Super Bowl? Who
Flo,
DJ'd this? Here we
yourself.
go. I was there at the Super Bowl. So, anytime that you guys want to come out,
Where is this at?
Light It Up Cigars, 230
Clifton
West
Heights.
Baltimore Avenue, Clifton Heights.
Oh, okay.
Open 7 days a week.
All right. Well,
Friday-
I ain't been outside in a while. So
we gonna help you. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Friday and
It's
Saturday,
all right.
we close at 1 a.m.
It's all right. And we're gonna party. Listen, when you finish that course, we're gonna party, brother. We're gonna have cigar. Ike is doing the CDL, man. So listen, he's gonna start running for us
Okay.
with trucks full of cigars, going
Good.
all the way down to Atlanta and Miami and all different types of places. Yeah, we're gonna do it real big. So again, I'm sorry to get off topic. Can we talk about Deontay, and can we please talk about Frontier and maybe that brotherhood, that partnership? I mean, some great people, man, with great ideas. And I don't want to spill the beans, but if you could talk as much as possible about that situation.
Deontay's a great young entrepreneur. He also owns a cigar lounge.
Yes, he does. What's the name?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of
I
his cigar?
don't.
Ah,
I
shucks.
don't.
Sugar
Isn't that
honey
terrible?
iced
I
tea.
don't remember the name
I
of
don't.
the.
But it's
I
in
don't.
Atlanta.
It is in Atlanta.
He does own a cigar lounge. You're absolutely right.
And he's an entrepreneur. He sees the opportunity with a backwoods type cigar, natural leaf, with a cheroot size. It's not a big size cigar. It's a cheroot size cigar, and certainly he's contracted with a factory in the Dominican Republic that does make a cheroot size cigar with a better leaf. So it's, but there's no better life, Larry, than running a cigar lounge. Now, during the COVID, we've kind of toned things down. We haven't had many events. We haven't had many things going on, but we're going to change that in the coming months.
Okay.
We're going to have more people. We'd like to, next Tuesday, we're going to zoom in. One thing nice, I'm working on getting Rocky Patel. I'm working on getting Rafael Nodal. I'm working on some big hitters to zoom in and have a cigar night and interview them and tell us what are their future plans. Because cigar companies are constantly coming out with new products, new front marks.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the 1935 Anniversario. I mean, it's a big hitter, ranked number 2 by Cigar Aficionado. That's the lifeblood of any industry, any consumer goods industry, are new products. It gives excitement to the category.
Right.
It's like 28 Black. It's going to be a new product. It competes with that little company called Red. I forget the Red
something. I don't know. Red.
I forget the name.
If I'm not familiar, I mean,
Red.
if I'm not correct, I saw somebody on YouTube pour it on the windshield and it cracked the windshield.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't know how true it is,
Wow.
but I just saw him pour it and the windshield cracked.
Yeah, well, we won't experience that with 28 Black
At all.
It's vegan.
Yeah,
It's
this is
got
vegan.
No
So are you vegan lovers? Any vegan?
You got an extra one? You got an extra one over
Right?
there?
Don't start your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't drink
You
caffeine.
try that?
Vegan.
Yeah, it's vegan.
It's vegan.
You vegan?
Yes,
I didn't
I'm
know.
vegan.
All right, so
It's vegan.
I guess you ain't getting that cheesesteak from Luciano's. But if can we continue to go and talk about the Frontier and maybe the Deontay, or do you want to skip over and talk about something else?
No, we can.
Okay.
Like, the cigar industry is segmented. Like
Okay.
I said many times tonight, it's the popularly priced mass market cigars and then there's premium cigars. I call Frontier Better Leaf. I call that a tweener. It's kind of like an in-betweener. It's not a Philly Blunt, and it's not a Montecristo White Series. It's right in between.
Right.
It's right. So a cigar shop could actually carry this, and a lot of the guys in here love Frontier. They love a natural leaf. They like anything with a natural leaf. There's two kinds of leaves on a cigar. HTL is homogenized tobacco leaf. It's like the stuff you rolled your books in when you're in school. You covered your books, but it's got tobacco added to that.
Right.
It's so much cheaper than the leaf, but it appeals to a lot of people in the mass market cigar industry. So, it's a great industry. It's a fun industry. I had the opportunity, Flo, and I don't tell many people this, but I had the opportunity in 1978 to go to work for Philip Morris. And
I didn't know that.
it's a long story, but I ended up with General Cigar as a result of my father's connection in New York with one of the Coleman brothers, who owned General Cigar. And they convinced me that I should take a job in the cigar industry rather than the cigarette industry. And the cigar industry is a immensely smaller industry, but it's more fun. There's more camaraderie. It's like the people sitting around this table. It's a brotherhood. It's a camaraderie. You smoke a cigar and it binds you together. You smoke a cigarette, what the hell does that do for you? You know, it just keep smoking cigarettes. It's a chain. It's a completely different industry. It's tobacco, but it's a completely different product. And if I could throw a little, you know, the FDA wants to cut out flavored cigars, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree.
We, like you, Larry, we card everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a gentleman like Ike that walks in that looks like he's under 21, we card him.
He's 19 years old.
We card him.
I remember this day.
We card everybody. And why not offer flavored items to a smoker that wants a blueberry or a vanilla?
Chocolate,
Yeah, or a chocolate.
cognac.
Now, Larry, I heard you, and I say it too. When you smoke a cigar, this cigar has flavor to it, has tobacco flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has flavor to it. So to say that this appeals to younger kids is ridiculous because they can't buy it.
No.
They can't buy it at a store.
Nope.
It's an
Not at all.
adult product. That's my little, I'll get on my platform, Flo. And
Out of these four, which one should I try?
All of them.
Busy in the chat. I got these four here.
I would go with the Montecristo White Series.
The White Series, absolutely.
This guy.
Yeah.
Sharp, do you smoke cigars at all?
No,
Have you ever tried?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
This is my first time right now.
You gonna try it?
We could've played.
Yeah, let Larry hook you up so you get a
Yeah.
I was
chance.
going to try.
Now you don't inhale, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shark,
I know
where's
that.
your barbershop?
It's in Pottstown, Walnut and Charlotte Street, called Blades Edge. It's not actually mine. I work there for a brother named Tony Betts.
I go there also to get shape ups, and he is my barber also. So he's been in the industry a whole bunch. And when I tell you they get volume coming through this barbershop, I'm talking about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning,
That's
Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays. I can always count on Sharp in order to get a haircut or whatever the case may be. He used to be Justin's barber, but Justin don't pay right and don't pay on time. So so Sharp does the right thing and makes him wait like 3 or 4 days before he goes. You see what I'm saying? He travel.
Yeah, I travel.
You're a travel barber.
Traveling barber.
Okay. Can you make sure you hook up a Goose one time?
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
goose up.
He'll hook Goose up. He looking at you sideways like you can't make him look straight
He
like
hook
6
me
o'clock.
up. I'm gonna hook him up.
Yeah. It's all love right here, man. That's right.
For a guy that's 85.
Justin, put that barbershop up there for us, please, man. So I got to do something real quick, Justin, before we go and we move on. Goose, you've been playing basketball. When did you start playing basketball, Goose?
8th grade.
8th grade. So 8th grade, you were what?
14.
14 years old. And what high school did you go to, Goose?
Holy Name High School in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Holy Name High School in Reading, Pennsylvania. Okay. All right. And you guys went to the state championship?
We won the states my senior year.
Nice.
We
Shout out
played-
to your teammates and your coaches. So
Yes.
all of them, right? All of them.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, it was a great team. I played behind a guy. I was a backup to the center.
6'8", right?
6'8",
6'8".
and he beat the ever living bejesus out of me every day.
That was good.
But sent me to the hospital 3 times, once with a broken nose and 2 times with a shot to the chest. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it, and to be a part of that team. I was co-captain of the team, along with a guy named Mike Zuber, who was the star of the team. We called him Tutu because he was a prolific scorer, and to this day, pound for pound, Zub is the toughest ball player. He was just a tough ball player, tough-nosed, and that's what you got to be, right?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
got to be in any sport that you play. You got to have that chip on your shoulder, and you got to play with some pizzazz and some spunk. And oh boy, Zub did something. We got to get Zub here. He'd light it up.
Can we reach out to him anyway?
can.
We can get our producer to reach out to, because I would love to do that for you, Goose. Let's reach out to
Thank you.
that. What year was that? State
1970.
1970. If we can have a 1970 reunion right here, how much would that mean to you? I mean, as many guys that could come, the guys that can't come, they can zoom in, and we just smoke cigars and we just talk about that experience.
Well,
Would that be great?
We roasted our coach here 4 years ago. God
Okay.
bless his soul. He's passed
Okay.
since then. We had 60 people in this room.
No, you didn't.
60.
60.
And we had people standing room only in the pool room, and we roasted him. We had about 10 guys that came up and just rocked the house, and he loved every minute of it. God bless him.
Sharp tried a cigar for the first time. He's never going to be the same, man. He sat there and kissed. Look, it's like kissing a supermodel for the first time in your life, and he's not going to know.
I like this right here.
Hey, what's that you drinking right
You
there?
know some
Right
28
here.
black in your shot?
Shower
that's-
chair.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
what I'm trying to tell you.
Now this cigar tastes pretty
That's what
good.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
we
I only
share.
got matches.
Yeah, he got lighter.
Goose, question. What college did you go to, Goose?
I went to Wheeling Jesuit University out in Wheeling, West Virginia,
And how was that experience?
It was nice. I played JV ball my freshman year, and then a new coach came in, and
Clean house.
I decided to study and chase women, not in that order.
Hey, you studied the whole time. You okay? All right, that was good.
And
It's
drank
really good.
Stroh's beer.
And drank Stroh's beer. And then, how soon did you start the whole cigar thing? Were you like doing an internship? Did you get a phone call? Was it family oriented text? Like, how did you? Well, they didn't have text messages back then, but how did you? How did you get that first phone call? And when did you decide that you wanted to get into the cigar business?
Well, I answered an ad in the Wheeling paper for a rep for Philip Morris from Marlboro, and I called up my dad. There were 75 people interviewed, and 4 got to the final interview. So I called up my dad in New York, and he was in a meeting with Joe Coleman, Edgar Coleman, who owned General Cigar.
You listen,
And
Sharp?
Joe owned Philip Morris. So quite a bit of money in that family. So my dad said that Edgar said, tell your son he's not going to go in the cigarette business, he's going to go in the cigar business. So I took, like anything, I took the sure thing. I took the job with the cigar business. So, and I never looked back. It's been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun.
I've been hearing about Black and Miles for years.
Yeah.
Have you
Since the
smoked
90s.
Black and Miles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you?
Nah.
Okay. We have to try. You have to try it. You have to try it so you
It's
can see
very-
some of the legacy of what we're going through.
Very
Um,
aromatic.
But to make a long story short, and we're going to be doing this every Tuesday, and I'm so excited about Gooses Cigar Talk. I'm so thankful for
Thank you.
Frontier. I'm so thankful for Romeo and Juliet. So thankful for Montecristo. And with this podcast, it's going to go and we're going to do global numbers. You believe that? You see that?
Absolutely.
And I got a chance and opportunity, and I don't want you to get emotional or nothing since we're on your cigar show, but big shout out to all the members that are not here. So I definitely want to shout out. I want to give love and respect to Angel. Big shout out to Angel. We love and we miss you. Fuji. We love and Fujiyamo. We love and we miss you too. Robert, White Chocolate. We love and we miss you too. G, who's not here, Gary. K Solo, Kevin. Big D. Big D. Shout out to Omega Sci-Fi, Big D. Andre the Giant. Nard. Crazy Nard. You see him? Nard. Larry. Of course, our producer who does nothing but great work. Justin.
Let's hear it for Justin.
Justin, get up for Justin. Definitely Ike. You know what I mean? He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Ike. Howard Brown. The rest of your family, your son, your daughter, your beautiful wife. Duke. We can't forget Duke, your dog.
Sweet Melissa.
Barkley. Shout out to Barkley, Sweet Melissa. And of course, Sharp.
Mike Snyder.
Yeah, Mike, where's Mike at? He'll be here. Yeah, he'll be. He's probably body painting or something. Yeah. But anyway, Goose, with all that being said, you and I have had some conversations behind the scenes about Montecristo Gooses Cigar Talk. And since day one, and I don't have to say nothing, but once we go and we do this, I know Ike's going to want to say something and Larry's going to want to say something. And then when the guys come back onto the show, they're going to want to say something. But we were pondering back and forth about Black History Month, right?
Right.
And, we came up with a couple different situations where we were thinking about maybe Wilt Chamberlain. And I know your favorite Sixer is Dr. J.
Yeah.
Right? He was your favorite Sixer back in '83 when they had won it.
I just want to tell you, Stephen A. said this morning on his show, football's over.
Basketball,
baby.
Basketball now,
the superior sport.
Right.
Basketball. So
I think it's motorcycle riding.
You said Wilt Chamberlain's son.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Not his son, his nephews.
Wow.
So shout out to Olin and shout out to Oliver. Now, because I got in contact with them so late, they couldn't get in here, but they are watching the podcast. They're watching the podcast now. But Goose, to get to the point, what I'm trying to get to all this, since day one, you always been available and you've always been so great to all the brothers. All the brothers, you don't care white, black, purple, pink, you don't care what nationality, you don't care what color. Anybody who walks into Goose's Cigar Lounge is loved, taken care of. You get a chance and opportunity to get a tour. He gives out free cigars. He gives out anything and everything he can in order to make every single person here feel comfortable and make this a cigar home. A lot of places don't do that. Yeah. You've done that to every single friend, family member, friend that I know.
Thank you.
And with that being said, Goose, for Black History Month, I want everyone to put your hands together. And this is a dedication for you, Goose. This says Black History Month on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. We here honor our brother, John Geese, a.k.a. Goose. Thank you for the love and support for the African-American community. This goes out to you. You get the first on your show award for Black History Month. How great is that? Congratulations. So please put that somewhere close.
I will.
And, be proud of it, man. All the brothers, man, and everybody who are members here at your lounge, man, we love you and we appreciate you. And we really, really, really love the way that you treat every single one of us to come in here, get free cigars, get free, tree rolls, try this, get free Frontier. But we had to do that for you. So
thank you.
We really appreciate you, man.
Right. I would just say, Flo, that we have a great priest in our Catholic Church in Stowe, and he was talking about race relations, and he said that last time he checked, we were all human beings, and on forms that you fill out, where you fill out your race, whether you're Hispanic or white or black or Caucasian. It shouldn't have all those differentiations. It just should have human being or alien. The other choice should be alien.
I
But
think
we're-
the difference is probably the culture. That's all. We have different cultures.
Yeah,
Everybody has a different culture, which helps out each other's culture, which makes us all human beings together as one.
it
We
does.
can't survive without each other.
That's right. God bless you, Ike. I couldn't have said any better. It's I'm honored. Thank you very much, Flo. God, I'll put this in a very special place in the lounge, if that's okay. And I don't want it back in my office.
Okay,
I
that
want it
makes
in
makes
the
sense.
lounge.
Yeah,
I want it in the lounge.
it just we couldn't think of a better person. So
Thank you.
you definitely deserve the Black History Month African American support as far as being a leader, because you've been nothing but awesome and great,
Thank
to
you.
us and for us.
Thank
And
you.
this is going to grow. So
Great.
I'm really asking for everybody. Don't care what color you are, as long as you love cigars and you're great human beings. Please come and support Light It Up. Please come and support Goose. Please come and be members for here at the lounge. The memberships are very, very cheap. They're reasonable. They're only $200. If you would like a locker, it's $400. But come be a part of the family. Come be a part of, come and watch games with us. Come watch sports, smoke cigars, try all the product and stuff moving forward. So we'll be here each and every Tuesday for Goose's Talk. And we got some great stuff, man. We've had some great people on the show, a lot of cigar owners, Fratello and we got Dave Blanc. And so we've had a lot of great, and we have so much more. And by us doing this whole podcast and doing Cigar Talk, we can't wait to see, what's in store for us next. This is an awesome, awesome podcast because you get a chance and opportunity to just talk. You know what I mean? It's not me yelling and screaming like I usually do. You know what I mean? You get a chance and opportunity to kind of listen and learn and smoke cigars. It's just a great, great atmosphere. Larry, you got anything to say about Goose and your whole situation of you being here and you and your wife and the whole?
From the first day I met him, A1 in my book.
Thank you.
A1.
As you are.
Thank you.
As you are.
Ike,
What I gotta say?
yeah, what you guys say about Goose?
I met Goose probably 30 years ago.
30.
Yeah,
I didn't know you know him for 30 years.
I've been seeing his product on the shelves and all over the place, but I finally get to meet the actual man behind the product. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. It's a great product. It's worldwide and used by a lot of people that I know. So
Thank you.
continue what you're doing and keep growing.
Thank you.
Sharp, when people are getting a haircut by you or any of the other barbers, man, they're looking forward. You can ask them, hey, you smoke cigars? I got a great place where you go. Go get Goose.
Yeah, well, pop my cherry right here on Goose. So thank you.
Hey.
Nice and definitely
do?
nice
What'd you
meeting
do?
you.
Okay,
So
all right.
I'll be back here.
All right. Okay. All right. Anything in closing, Goose? You want to talk about a couple other things, or are we good? Or
We are good. Thank you very much, Flo.
okay.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. And support Montecristo and support Goose's Montecristo Cigar Lounge and light it up and down in Clifton Heights
Yep.
with Larry. We're all a brother in this.
Yes.
It's a great industry. And thank you, Flo, for organizing this tonight.
We appreciate you guys, man. Well, that's what it is, man. Thanks everybody for coming out and checking us
All right.
out. Make sure you tell a friend and share with a friend. We're right here at Goose's Cigar Talk. We'll see you next Tuesday. We'll also be here Sunday. Big shout out, big shout out to all the African Americans out there for Black History Month, man. Goose got the award of the month. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to the whole family.
I am
And,
humbled.
and we'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you so much
God
for
bless.
Goose's Cigar Talk.